Hello sweet soul, and welcome to another travel yoga class. Today we're going to fully focus on restoring the lower body in a yin kind of class, and we're going to start in a downward facing dog. So whenever you're ready, let's meet there. Your hands are shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide by the top of your mat, grabbing into the floor, lifting your hips up, your feet are hip width apart, energetically pulling the tailbone towards the sky and the heels towards the floor. Start walking out your dog. Remember to really push the floor away from you and wake up the hamstrings. Gazing in between the toes. Maybe finding stillness so it feels good. Then shifting your weight onto the left foot. On your next inhale, raise the right foot up, keeping your hips square, pointing the toes and enjoying a nice stretch already in the groins. Bending your knee and finding a scorpion three-legged dog. Maybe start drawing circles or finding any movement that feels good right now. Already connecting with your breath. On your next inhale, extending the right leg once more high up, and on your exhale, bringing the knee to the nose and stepping in between the hands. Lowering the left knee on the floor, untucking the toes, finding your low lunge, squaring out the hips, engaging the left glutes, maybe lifting your hands up and over, palms facing each other, dropping the shoulders back and down, and softening into this asana with every exhale more and more. On your next exhale, bringing the hands back on the floor, pushing yourself back into a half split. Maybe moving your hips from left to right, finding some movement or stillness in your half split. Making sure that you're flexing the right foot, the knee can stay bent, just working on finding a juicy hamstring stretch on the right. If you would like to find a forward fold, go for it. On your next inhale, coming back into your low lunge and finding your pigeon. Bringing the right knee to the right wrist and the right ankle somewhere between the left hip and the left wrist. Sinking into your hips, making sure to keep your hips as square as possible, and maybe folding forwards, whatever feels best here. Finding a deep stretch in your right glutes, making sure that the back leg is in one line with your left hip, maybe finding some movement or stillness here. Listen to your body, always respect the current stage. Coming out of your pigeon, transferring through a high plank, and then gently lowering yourself onto your belly. Creating a pillow with your hands, the right hand on top of the left, and optional to externally rotate your right knee, finding a half rock shape. Feel free to bring your right leg as high or low as feels good, just not higher than 90 degrees. Breathing deeply into this hip opener. Maybe close your eyes and maybe rest your left cheek on your right hand. Bringing your right toe back next to your left one, and then bending your right knee. Maybe you can grab back with your right hand onto the right foot and enjoy a little quad stretch here. If it feels good, feel free to grab with both hands on the foot. Or maybe even flipping the grip, coming into a deeper quad stretch variation. Gently releasing and then pushing yourself up and back into your downward facing dog. We're going to repeat the same thing on the left side now. Shifting your weight onto your right foot, inhale, lifting the left leg up, really stretching the toes towards the sky, keeping your hips as square as you can, maybe bending the knee, drawing some circles, finding the same movement that you found on the other side before, and do whatever feels good. Straightening the leg once more on your next inhale, and on your next exhale, aiming to bring the knee to the nose and stepping in between your hands fold, lowering the right knee to the floor and tucking the right foot and finding your low lunge. Keeping the hips square, engaging the right glute this time, maybe lifting both hands up, palm facing each other, shoulders back and down away from the ears, and then sinking lower into your hips with every exhale. Getting ready and making yourself into your half split. So flexing the left foot, pushing your hips back, squaring out your hips, and then finding your half split variation that you found on the other side. Maybe finding some movement again, but focusing on your breath and always respecting the current stage. Maybe you want to include the forward fold once more. On your next inhale, coming back forwards into your low lunge and finding your pigeon. This time bringing the left knee towards the left wrist and the left ankle somewhere between the right wrist and the right hip. Sinking into your hips, keeping your hips square and finding your variation. Maybe sitting upright or folding forwards. I always enjoy finding some movement. Maybe see if your body prefers some movement in the poses today or finding stillness. Every day is different, and that's completely fine. Just be open to your practice and enjoy the journey. Gently coming back out of your pigeon, transferring through your high plank and lowering once more down to your belly. Creating another pillow with your hands, this time having the left hand on top, placing the right cheek on your hands if it feels good, and then externally rotating your left leg, finding a half frog position on the left side. Slowly coming out of the pose back to your center, bringing the toes together, bending your left knee, and maybe you can grab with your left hand onto your left foot, finding a nice quad stretch. If you enjoyed doing this with both hands, feel free to also include the right hand in this stretch. Maybe you want to flip the grip and find an even deeper stretch if that's in your practice today, or if you want to try it. And then slowly coming back out of your stretch, pushing yourself up and back into your child's pose. Toes together, knees further apart or closer together depending on what feels best for you today. Maybe you can lower your hips towards your heels and your forehead and heart can melt to the floor. See if you enjoy stillness here or if you want to include some more movement, shifting from left to right. Maybe massaging your third eye, the space in between your eyebrows, or invite any other pose that your body's asking for right now. Maybe you can already feel a difference to when you got started in your practice. Hopefully you feel released, restored, and grateful for showing up for yourself today. Feel free to stay here for as long as feels good, or maybe switch to your Shavasana for a couple of minutes. If you want to finish your class with me, slowly and gently roll up into a seated position, shoulders back and down. Inhale, bring your hands over your head, palms touch, maybe look up. Exhale, bringing your thumbs to your third eye, the space in between your eyebrows. May you have thoughts of wisdom and clarity. Bringing your thumbs to your lips, may you speak words of kindness and truth. And bringing your thumbs to your heart space, may you feel and give the love that you truly deserve. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through today's practice. The love and light in me sees and honors the love and light in you. Namaste. Love, Ina.